Morning guys, it's day 11 of my juice fast broadcast, and here we go. I've got another juice, my morning juice here for me. I'll just give you a closer look and explain the ingredients. So here we have a lovely collection of mostly vegetables and some fruit. So we've got here 2 small cucumbers, a good maybe 2 huge hand grasps of spinach. We've got 3 to 4 celery stalks. We've got some lovely dill. We've got a lot of fennel here today. I've got 2 medium apples, quite a lot of ginger root today, some turmeric, and a lemon chopped up ready to go. So here we go. Okay, so let's start. Start off with the cucumber. I always like to start off with either some cucumber or celery just to get volume going, and then introduce some of the finer herbs along with sandwiched in between some of the liquidy ingredients. So yes, I had a really great sleep last night. Slept right through apart from waking up a couple of times, briefly, and which was fantastic. It's good to get some rest in the way of sleep, and although on a more kind of serious note, I've noticed from my juice fast, something that is apparently very common whilst you're going through a juice fast, is that not only does it cleanse the body of toxins and release a lot of weight and water, but it also starts to clear up some of maybe the trapped in emotional things you've been perhaps holding in or trying to deal with or haven't had a chance to resolve yet. So I had the first 7 days I didn't feel anything like that. I just felt fantastic and awesome. But since about day 8, I've noticed that my mood in general has started to dip, and so apparently that's supposed to be very common for most people going through a juice fast. So I just wanted to let you know about that. And you have to get kind of reflective and sit with your discomfort and try and figure out ways to combat it, or just simply sit with it, and because as well, normally when you get in a bit of a low mood or feel frustrated or upset, a lot of people, including myself, many times in the past, I would just go and buy pizza and eat myself full until I couldn't feel it as much anymore. And I'm sure that rings true to a lot of people. How many times have you had a hard day at work and went home and thought, do you know what, I'm just going to buy a couple of pints, a couple of cans of beer, or I'm just going to go buy a bottle of wine and sit, take a deep breath and drink a big glass of wine and tuck into a huge big bowl of creamy pasta with garlic bread or something comforting and stodgy. And a lot of times afterwards you just kind of feel zoned out, and it kind of softens the edges a wee bit. So when you're on a juice fast, you don't have anything like that to turn to, so everything's very raw and very in your face, and it means you have to sit with the discomfort without turning to any outer source in a way of ingesting stuff to make you feel any better. And so I work just to let you know about it. For myself, this is something that only very few people close to me know, but over the last year I've been dealing, so it's quite hard for me to talk about, I've been dealing with depression, since actually the reaction on my face and my neck. Randomly, I was feeling just low mood in general because I wasn't, just in low mood beforehand, but since that reaction, everything just felt like I just got this really intense depression and jumpiness and anxiety. So that's something that I've been working really hard at. I mean, you can see how hard that I work at trying to give you information, and you know, I'm very thorough, and I always like to try and get to the root of something and understand it and move on. So this has been a huge challenge over the last year. So I was on Facebook, and that's the reason why maybe the last couple of videos you've seen may not be as animated or as focused, is because depression has a way of grabbing at your soul. No, that sounds really emo. No, that sounds really like, that sounds really dramatic. Well, what it feels like, what it does is it comes and it grabs and it pulls you, and like by your feet, just pulls you right from your balance, and everything you've been working hard on and everything that you care about and all the focus you've put into things completely disintegrate, and you're left with this black chasm, and you feel like aimless and hopeless, and you understand that you shouldn't be feeling like that, and you know better, but it really it's a very, very, very ugly and very dark thing, affliction to have attached to your person. I want to say attached because I still think that I've got all of the qualities that are good about me intact, but when depression weeds its way in, it doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't care about all of the hard work you're doing, or doesn't care how good a person you are or how not good a person you are. It just it takes over. So the reason that I wanted to talk about this today is because I noticed online on Facebook, more and more, I don't know if you've noticed this, but more and more people are posting, families are posting missing posters of people, their loved ones that have maybe went missing like a week ago, and nobody can find them, and it's just becoming more and more rife. And a few months ago there was one of these missing posters circulating around Facebook amongst my friends, and it was one of their friends that had went missing around about Valentine's Day, and he'd been dealing with depression, and unfortunately a couple of weeks later it was found that he'd actually taken his own life, and he was found in a river, not a river, it's like, we've got the Clyde in Glasgow, which is a huge big river that runs through Glasgow, and that was a huge wake up call to me, because when I was going through depression at that time, sometimes it's very hard to get any sort of progress with any proper help, and you're kind of left to your own devices. So the reason I'm wanting to film this is because I could very easily not be here right now, and I know this is quite heavy, but I just want to let people know that depression is something that a lot of people are going through right now, and there's so much shame and guilt attached to it. Some people with depression aren't at the point where they can do anything about it yet, and all they just need is love and understanding and support, no judgment. And I think there needs to be a lot more done in the way of talking openly about it, so that people like myself don't feel so ashamed and like it would be a burden And also, you work your whole life, and I've worked hard my whole life, and I've also cared and worked hard, and I've been proud of the sort of person I turned out to be. And I feel that all of that work, if people found out that I was going through depression, that their attitude towards me would change, and they'd think that I was being weak or self-indulgent. Whereas when people are really depressed, it's very opposite most of the time, where it's not self-indulgent and people feel like they're a huge burden, which is and feel completely backed into a corner. So I'm reaching out today, and I'm just letting. I realise how many people it's happening to, and it's a huge problem. And one of the reasons I was actually just going to talk about that's I was just low in mood, so I wanted to use a lot of dill, which is supposed to be quite good at calming your mood, and fennel as well. And I just want to also thank the viewers that have been watching, because this is the most productive thing I've done for a full year. A couple of weeks ago I could hardly get out of bed. I make some progress and then I dip again, and I make some progress and then I dip, and this juice fast has been fantastic. It's really helped. Hey guys, it's Keira again. Sorry, my battery ran out in my camera. So yes, I've drank some of my lovely calming juice that has calmed me down a wee bit. While my charger was working on my camera again. So I just want to kind of finish off what I was talking about. I was just talking about how grateful I was about doing the YouTube videos has really helped me in the last 10 days, and it's been a really great way of adding structure into my life again and purpose. It's been a huge challenge as well. It took me most of every day from when I woke to when I went to bed to prepare, film, upload, and I think I was really enjoying it for the first like 7-8 days. My energy levels were the highest that I have felt in so long. Like when you're dealing with depression, and then I've got the allergic reactions that I get that take a few days to get over every time I have them, and also getting very frustrated because of the lack of help for the allergic reactions, which is find very hard not to allow that to lower my mood as well, which I think is one of the reasons why I had been getting upset the last couple of days, is because I've been trying really hard to find some sort of professional that can help me with the chemical sensitivities, and it's a huge challenge. And when you've dealt with depression for a year and you're confident enough to go back outside and start reintegrating with society, and you keep on forcing yourself to go outside and having enjoyable experiences, but then having the allergic reactions damage the experience, and having to either go to hospital or go home and lie down and take more pills, and then for a few days afterwards you're completely floored, and your stomach's still sore because of all the cramping, and you've got a terrible headache, and feel weak, and it's swelling of the lips and skin flaring out and things. It's a very challenging time in my life right now, and I just want to maybe actually turn it around, like turn the heaviness around, and maybe who knows, maybe it'll help encourage you to do things even if they feel very, very hard and out of your reach just now. If I've been able to motivate myself to get in front of a camera and do this every day and give out information to try and help people and to also help structure my life and give it purpose, then you know, I still get nervous trying to call someone just now, like on the phone. Like if I have to phone for an appointment or things like that, I get really nervous about. But yeah, I can go onto YouTube and do this. So it's weird, like everybody deals with all of their own things that they're working on. And I think the main thing to get out of it is to not give up on yourself and keep on going, no matter where you are in your life and what your challenges are. The way I've always tried to look at it, even in the darkest moments, is that if I think about that as a tiny little thumbnail portion of my whole life, if I just ride it out, then it'll just be a moment of my life I'll look back on and remember, for better or for worse. And then I'll be somewhere else. My situation will have changed, my circumstances will have changed, and my approach, my attitude, my outlook, everything will have changed. Everything's in flux moment to moment, and if you can grab as much as you can from those moments and try your best to be the kind of optimal version of yourself, and then ride that, and then if you fall off again, then and you lose focus of it, then every single moment is another moment to every single moment that you take a deep breath, you take a breath in and a breath out as a moment to be really grateful for. And since coming from a recent period of my life where I didn't want any more of those moments of breathing in and breathing out, now that I managed to get over that and I'm still here, I'm incredibly grateful to be here, even if it's tough. And I think that's hopefully something that everybody can get out of this, is regardless of whether you're going through depression or not. If you're going through depression, I'm really, really sorry, because it's not fun. But look at what I've achieved in the last 10 days. Depression has a way of devaluing everything you've done and everything you are, and so at least I'll be able to have these videos to look back on, and when I'm at my lower moments, and say, well, I can get there again, I can do it, I can do things. It's about your self-belief as well. You've got to really invest in wanting to, you've got to really, really want, you just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring or the next day, and if you're not here, then how do you know how things would have turned out, Anyway, so this juice is fantastic. It's really good. And I just want to raise a glass and a toast to every single one of you. Every single one of you are precious and deserve the best out of your life possible. You deserve happiness, you deserve health, you deserve well-being, and you deserve success in whatever you focus your attention on, and you deserve love and respect and a world without judgment or negativity. So what we can do is we can try our very best to nurture ourselves and create that individually, so as a collective we can slowly make a change. So here's to that. And if you are going through really tough times just now, I just want to show my love. And also I've got a few numbers here that I just want to let you know of. If you're in Scotland, there's a charity called Breathing Space, and the number is 0800 83 8587. That's 0800 83 8587. We've also got the NHS 24 if you're really in a fix and you don't know what else to do or where to turn. You can phone the NHS 24. The number is 08454 242424. That's 08454 242424. The Samaritans I found quite helpful as well. That's the number 08457 90 90 90. That's 08457 90 90 90. Nobody can really understand what you're going through apart from you, but it's useful to have these numbers available to you when there's nothing, you don't know what else to do or where to turn. There's also a website address I'll give you that gives you a good link to quite a few different websites. So it's www.depressionuk.org, and I'm sorry if you're watching this and you don't live in the UK. Please go online and have a look for numbers around your area, and please don't be ashamed of yourself anymore. I know it's easy to say and I'm working on that too, but you're still a beautiful person and you're still of value to society and to your loved ones and to your friends and to yourself, and your life is precious and nurture it the best you can. And I found that through changing my diet and really starting to eat a lot more fruits and vegetables and cleaner and removing the processed foods, that really calmed my anxiety levels way down. I may still be dealing with depression, but my anxiety levels are, like, that's why I'm so thankful to all the information that I've motivated myself to learn. So keep on motivating yourself. The thing with depression is that things become overwhelming, so you don't get things done, so that when you wake up the next day there's even more of a big backlog of things you've not done, and then the next day and the next day. So you've not only have you got the feeling of the general feeling of depression looming over you, you've got all of the unfinished tasks and projects, everything that you know you should be doing but you just can't focus on, can't motivate yourself to do. That's overwhelming, that feeling of that being on your back as well. So just even if you can motivate yourself to do one thing every day, that's enough. Sometimes it's just enough to survive the day, and that's okay. Okay, so lots of love to all of you, and have a great day, and the next video will be much cheerier. Take care, bye bye.